I would kill an old woman to be called Buff Dudes, and I'd bring her back to life because I'd be like, this wasn't worth it. I shouldn't have done it. Sam Miller, the bald a-hole here, and it's my favorite time of the week. It's when we go out and we find other fitness YouTubers and we ask the simple question, should you listen to them? Then I get scared of the comments because I get it. You're going to be loyal to these people. And also, who the hell am I? Literally some bald a-hole just going, well, this is what I think. But, you know, in case you don't know the story, I said some silly things about V-Shred. I did my research and went, oh man, I've made a terrible, terrible error. I must rectify that. Like all things in life, you make mistakes, don't worry about it. Just make sure you go and sort them out. And then people in the comments, so I don't know why I'm worried about the comments, because this was from the comments, the idea came. They were like, Simon, you should do this with more. So we did it with, who have we done it with? Athlean X, Greg Doucette, Will Tennyson, and today we are doing Buff Dudes. Now, straight away, Buff Dudes. Who the hell wouldn't want that channel name? Buff Dudes? Buff Dudes? I would kill an old woman to be called Buff Dudes, and I'd bring her back to life because I'd be like, this wasn't worth it. I shouldn't have done it. So yes, make sure you go check out the other videos if you want the idea of how this works. But simply, I'm well into fitness YouTube at the moment. I think it's amazing. I think there's some really good messages out there, but I also think there's some really bad ones, like the people tell you you can get abs in 30 seconds, which is true from a biological level, but you want to see those abs, and it makes me mad. They try and trick you that way. So we're just going through maybe once a week, 2 weeks, whatever works. We're going through some YouTubers, the real popular ones, and we're saying, should you listen to them or should you not? That was a long-ass winded explanation, but should you listen to Buff Dudes? Well,
food. Whether you're in the kitchen making it or outside the kitchen buying it, it's the fuel that keeps your body going. And what kind of fuel you put into your body determines how it's going to look and function. And you want it to function good, right?
I love him straight away. Just to ruin any kind of audience retention I'm going to get. I mean, the quality of the presentation is fantastic. I'm trying to do more with my own YouTube channel at the moment. You know, I'm trying to introduce new elements, keep things interesting, keep things evolving, keep things moving forward. These guys obviously have, you know, they're not over there. I don't know what I'm looking at. They have millions of subscribers. They're doing really, really well. They got their foot in the door early. So it's fun to watch, right? And that's number one. You want to be entertained. Otherwise, what's the point? But also, just the way that they described it. This video that I chose to pick on is one of my favorites. Also one of the kind of the recent ones that I saw where they're telling you the food do's and the food don'ts. And as you're going to see as we go through this, they're not trying to confuse you. They're not trying to trick you. They even have an ad for some kind of cereal, and they just sort of, they're even kind of laid back with that, which I always appreciate. Nice, transparent, nice honesty. So it doesn't feel like you're being duped. So far is a couple of thumbs up.
With only survival contained within these prehistoric Buff Dude brains, food was whatever you could find. And without a guide to follow, risks were to be taken when trying new, mysterious scrub.
Even taking the mick out of cavemen. This is important stuff because, you know, sometimes, you know, it's excellent to be told, eat chicken, don't eat burgers, right, whatever. But when you actually get educated, you know, feed a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but teach him how to fish and he'll eat forever, and then get bored of fish and be like, I hate that stupid mother of Hubbard who came and just taught me how to fish. Just give me the fish, give me something else, give me anything. But it's always important to educate yourself. And while they're not doing it on a crazy level, they are just giving you little tidbits. And once again, they're doing it in a fun way. They dressed up as cavemen and pretended they were in whatever that era would be. I probably should know. I don't. I'm not smart. I'm not clever. But I would love to do stuff like that. I would love to get to the point where you tune into this channel and I'm dressed up like some kind of schmuck.
Being convinced that one size fits all, what might work perfect for a friend might prove to be the opposite for you. Either that be for health reasons, or scheduling, or just personal taste preferences. So get out there, experiment, have fun.
Such an important message that I still get into. I know sometimes I'm just in that mood and I get into rows with people in the comments who do not believe that it's not a one-shoot-fits-all scenario, which it's not. The one I always go back to is coffee and caffeine. I've got it right now because I was tired and I drank too much. If I drink too much coffee, the caffeine wrecks me and I break out in spots. You probably can't see them on my face, they're on my face, or on my back, they're fucking everywhere. And it drives me absolutely bonkers. But I know it's that because I've done the litmus test. If I don't drink coffee, they go. If I reintroduce it, they come back. And some are extra cortisol levels from the coffee. I understand what it is. I'm not talking about it. But they have doubled down on that straight away. And they have said, maybe it's just because you don't like how it tastes. And so, you know, underlying message there is make sure you're eating things that you actually enjoy. But, you know, your body is your body and nobody can tell you that you are going to respond to something in the same way. I can't stand it where you see people that are saying this all the time. Because that's not fair because you're just going to be looking at all these other paths and routes to maybe try and fix some ailment that you're dealing with when it's actually your diet. So just because you've got a mate and they're buff and ripped or a buff dude, really funny, it doesn't mean anything. Trial and error, they even mentioned trial and error in their own way. Buff dudes are flipping great.
It is finding new alternatives to old favorites. So you've got that one sugar-filled, overly processed cereal with a laundry list of ingredients that you just can't seem to let go of. It's your favorite, but thankfully, you don't have to throw it out and abandon your taste buds. You only have to throw it out and give them something better. Enter Magic Spoon.
And yeah, it ties into the advert for their channel, but that's fine. They made it very clear, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Also, I've read loads of stuff about Magic cereal, and everyone says it's really nice. I can't get it in the UK. I was going to try and import some in, but I just can't find a way to do it. And I've got no problem with that either, because they're still giving you a good message, right? We always have this kind of conversation on here. Where's the line between giving you, where's the line of selling you something? And it's okay if you're selling you somebody something, as long as you're honest about what you're doing and you believe in the product. And I don't know for sure if that's, their MO, but it's certainly the impression I get. And also, if you do, get rid of your Frosties and bring in this Magic cereal, which is a healthier cereal with bigger protein and less carbs and so on and so forth, less sugar, of course you're going to see a benefit. So it's not like they're ripping you off. And also, as I always say, when you go into these things, you just need to be vigilant and you just need to be smart with it, right? You need to be smart. We did a video the other day about the Gymshark stuff, and it was a really positive message, but they still want you to buy their clothes. It's marketing, as is all of this. But I really, really appreciate that they are coming up with telling you ways of, stay on your favorite foods, but be intellectual with it. You can't eat cereal all day. You can't eat burgers all day. You can't eat pizza all day. But are there certain things that you can do? Say you love sandwiches. Get a protein wrap. Put some chicken in there. Make sure that you are making it. You are creating it. It's going to be 1,000 times healthier and something that you can eat every day. It doesn't have to be chicken, rice, veg, chicken, rice, veg. Although if you want to do that, have a guess. You know what? That's fine as well.
Dieting do. Be willing to adapt. Nutrition has advanced quite a bit in the last decade, and although some advice stays the same, like keep your sugar intake low, your greens high, and moderate how much processed foods you have, other advice is pretty out of date. Like just because it says fat-free, it means it's healthy for you. Or eating a meal every 60 seconds will increase your metabolism by 1,000%. So no. Just because the old bodybuilder dude at the gym tells you should eat a meal every 60 seconds doesn't mean it's true.
That one is massively important too, to be able to adapt, to not fall into a pattern. Doesn't mean you can't eat, well, you wouldn't eat a meal every 60 seconds, but it doesn't mean you can't eat a meal like we used to do every 2 to 3 hours, but it's not the be all and end all. It's all about calories in and calories out, as you know. And I get that these videos are, I don't want to say basic, that's not fair, but they're not applying to the super hardcore, intense, I need science kind of a lifter guy. But that's such a small market and a small niche. These are buff dudes are creating content that anybody is going to get, even if it's just to reaffirm the things that you already think. It's nice, it's accessible, it's easy. If you're just starting out in the gym, it's going to absolutely blow your mind. The fat-free thing especially, because 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, what fat-free means is when we took the fat out, we put a bunch of sugar in there. So you may as well, there's no point, you may as well have the fat one, because maybe your body deals with fat better than it does with sugars. So I really, really like it. I do. It's mostly because there is so much erroneous information stuff out there, even when it comes to the more simplistic take, and they have gone so far in the other direction. They don't patronize you. Like I say, they deliver it in a fun way. Do we even need to carry this video on? I think it's quite clear what I think.
Dieting do. Baby steps. Start with the very basics and build from there. Let's say you wanted to play guitar, and you picked it up and tried to play a blistering solo on your first run through. Or maybe you wanted to learn a new language and you expected to learn the ins and outs overnight. Well, it simply wouldn't be possible, and you'd probably give up due to frustration. Well, the same thing goes with nutrition.
That's such a good analogy. And as a man that is always throwing out pretty ridiculous analogies like being up old women that we've already done so far, I think that's a really good way to just sort of adapt your brain to what fitness and losing weight and blah, blah, blah going to the gym is. Also, he's playing an LTD guitar in that shot, just want to let you know, which is like, I don't want to call it the budget range of ESP, I call it the more affordable range of ESPs. And ESPs are the best guitars, LTDs are as well. I think they're made in South Korea. Not important at all, but I just, the language one especially, or even the guitar, everything. You wouldn't sit down and, actually, it kind of works like this. Some people can sit down and be some kind of genius at playing the piano or playing a guitar. Some people go to the gym and their genetics kick in, they get bigger quicker than you. But it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing anything right. That's just kind of the way of the world. But take your time, moderation, balance, blah, blah, blah. Marathon, not a sprint. So, yes, buff dudes to me get 2 thumbs up, to say the least. I would say check out all their content. It's really, really varied. It's really, really different. They've been going so long now, you'll probably be able to search through their channel and find the things that you want. I've been through loads. I've been watching them for a while, but I deliberately went through loads of their videos for this. That was my favorite one because I love the presentation. But they do that with all of it, and it's a massive inspiration for someone like me as well. You know, if I could even get half of their success, I'd do a backflip and then I crumple on the floor because I'm not built to do those kind of things. I'd love it if I was. But there you go. Maybe I want to learn backflips. I've got to take my time and go. But Buff Dudes, absolutely get a couple of thumbs up. So far, only one's got a thumbs down. That was V-Shred. But still, I'm sure more will come up. Smash more in the comments below. Maybe you want me to do some negative ones. I'm not always going to do this, but if this one especially, if it's got loads of thumbs up, you know, I want to give you guys what you want, so I'll always do that. But yes, if you're not watching Buff Dudes, check them out. Funny, nice, informative, aren't trying to BS you. Make it clear when they're selling you adverts too, so you can decide whether you like it or whether you don't like it. I don't think you should ever begrudge anybody for making money, right? That's all they're doing. And I don't think they're doing it in a devious way. So I'm never going to be down against it. But yeah, in the comments below, like I say, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. What else do you do? Got Patreon. I've got selling you stuff. See, I've got merchandise, SimonMillerBigCartel.com. Instagram and Twitter, I'm on there at SimonMiller316. Thank you for your support as always. And I'll keep seeing you when I see you. Even though we don't, we're just staring at each other through a screen.